Hi, everyone. Are you all ready? Hi, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. So excited to have you all here. Welcome, welcome. How's your week been going? Really? Really? What have you been up to? Today was so busy. I started from 7:15. I had a Toastmasters meeting. Then after that, I had a meeting with a business committee at a local high school, then another business committee at another local high school, then our neighborhood garden club, women's garden club meeting. And now I'm here with you all. It's been a busy morning. How's your morning been? Let me know in the chat and we'll go ahead and get started. Today, it's going to be a full agenda for the next 45 minutes or so. I'm super excited to share all these things with you. So we're going to have 5 tips on how to manage anxiety. I'm looking at y'all. There you go. 5 tips on how to manage anxiety. That is like when you're nervous, you're in the moment, you're about to lose it all, blood pressure's going up, sweating, nervous in your stomach. 5 tips on how to bring yourself back down. We're going to also talk about my experience with anxiety and how I straight up what I did on a boards exam. We're going to share that at the end of the broadcast, the live. So hang on in there for that. We're going to just cover a whole lot of things today. And of course, we're going to dig into what's been catching my attention on Instagram. So much more. Hang around for the next 45 minutes. Thank you for coming in. Let me know in the chat where you're from, especially if you're watching this afterwards, after the live. So let's just hop right into it. Why don't we? Let's hop right into it. Somebody's texting me. See, people know 3 o'clock on a Thursday. That's where we are. Yes, I have started letting them know we're here. Okay, let's hop right in. Right? Let's do it. Okay, off we go. Anxiety. You're there, minding your own business, and out of nowhere, your stomach starts getting queasy, beads of sweat are flowing down, your heart is racing, feel like you're going to throw up. Have you experienced that? Have you experienced that before? Many of you have. As a matter of fact, join the club. 1 in 4 teenagers have anxiety, have diagnosed anxiety, some degree that they're having to manage. And today, I'm going to teach you 5 tips on what you need to do to manage your anxiety. You're there, you're having these symptoms. This is what you'll need to do. Number one, I need for you to stop and take 5 deep breaths, 5 deep belly breaths. No ordinary breath is going to do for this one. And I explained to you exactly what's happening. I'm going to back up. Hopefully you can see me. So when you're taking a belly breath, I'm sticking my belly out here. So when you're breathing out, your belly goes. When you're breathing in, your belly goes out. So you're pulling the air into your stomach. And when you're breathing out, the belly goes in. So it's opposite action. And so that deep abdominal, that deep belly breath, what it's doing, it's actually massaging the vagus nerve that runs up and down your abdomen. It's engaging your parasympathetic nervous system. Do not get nervous. This is not a biology. You're not going to have a pop quiz on this or nothing like that. I'm just trying to really explain what your body is doing because there's some of you all out there that really love to understand what's happening when you take those deep breaths. You're really connecting the breath to the brain in that way and almost redirecting that nervous energy. It works. It's physiology. You cannot fight it. Take 5 deep breaths when you feel that you're being overwhelmed. It will calm you down instantly. That's number 1. Number 2. Are you ready for number 2? Are you? Are you? Okay, let's go for it. Let's go in for it. Number 2 is music. Do 5 minutes of some sort of dancing, some sort of movement, some sort of energy to release that pent up energy in your body. Because when you're anxious, you're picking up that adrenal hormone, the one, the fight and flight hormone, the one that makes you feel jittery and just want to go, go, go. Now you're finding a way, a place for all that energy to go. 5 minutes dancing, put on some music. You just kind of trying to release that energy so it doesn't stay inside and stir and cause problems for your body later on as it builds up. That is number 2. Dance, listen to music. Number 3. Number 3 is journaling. And you may be like, I'm going to take off my white coat now if you don't mind. It's getting a little hot. Number 3 is journaling. And you may be wondering, journaling, how does that help me? Well, what that does, it's really, you're taking the problem from out of your head, whatever it is that you're feeling right at that moment, you're taking it from out of your head and writing it down. And I understand if you're at the mall and having a straight panic attack, how are you going to just sit there on a mall bench and write? It may not be fitting for every moment, but there are times where you're feeling anxious, maybe later on in that day, that you could sit down and actually write down exactly what you're feeling, exactly what's going on. What is it that you feel that may have triggered this? Did your boyfriend just break up with you? Did somebody look at you wrong at the mall? Did somebody at school, the teacher said something, they announced a test that you weren't aware of? Whatever it is that's going on, you can write down your feeling. And this is what happens when you actually do that. When you write it down, it's almost like you're tricking your brain into believing that the problem is solved. There's something about moving it from your head onto a piece of paper, that allows your brain to kind of process this. And it actually serves as a processing of some of these problems. You may find that after you've written it down, the issue may not feel as large as you thought it was. You are able to organize it in a way. And even sometimes in this writing down process, you come up with solutions. So write things down. That is number 3. Number 4. Remember, we are going through 5 ways to deal with anxiety. And on top of that, I am going to have a bonus one later on after that, and later on in the program, and a sort of bonus one near the very end where I share my story about anxiety with you. In the meantime, though, let's go into number 4. Number 4 is your 5 senses. Tapping into your 5 senses. Now let's picture it with me. You're there, you're feeling anxious, you're jumping out of your skin, you have no idea what to do. Tapping into your 5 senses. So basically, you're going to be hijacking your brain. That's just, your brain is doing this when you're anxious. It's just all over the place. It's going all over the place. Now you're just trying to redirect it, trying to focus it in, trying to bring it in to right where you are. And how you do that is your 5 senses. Seeing. What are you seeing around you? Hearing. What are you hearing? So really stop and what am I hearing right now? What can I touch? What can I smell? Hopefully nothing horrible. What can I smell? And so I did, what can I taste? And now you can actually take those 5 senses to another degree and actually find something to taste, something like chamomile tea, which is naturally soothing to your body. You can actually find something to touch, something soft, something fluffy, something that is really calming for your nerves. You can find something that you can hear, you can listen to calming music, flowing water, some sort of thing that is typically very calming for the nerves. You can actually even try to see something, look at something. that is usually calming. A painting, you can watch the water flow, and you can actually go for scents, aromatherapy. Some things like lavender is really soothing and calming to the nerves. Try that. You're feeling frazzled, you're feeling out of it. Tap into your five senses to bring you back to the present, to bring your brain back to being right here, right now. Then number 5. Number 5, this one's a little quirky, and I should have warned you all about this at the very beginning. This one's a little quirky, but trust me on this. All 5 of those that I've just mentioned already, the deep breath, the journaling, the listening to music, the 5 senses, they all work if you do them. And this last one, like I said, it's a little weird, it's a little strange, and it works. Anyone who want to throw something in the comments, what you all think it is, throw it in there. If you all have been following me on Instagram, you probably already know. And if you're not following me on Instagram, let me know. As a matter of fact, you know what? Don't forget to subscribe while you're here, okay? And like this comment. Please like the video, please, and subscribe. We would really love to have you as members of the Wisdomteethinger family. Let's get into number 5. That's enough of waiting for that. Grounding, earthing. Have you heard of it? Grounding and earthing. Let me see if you can see right now. I mean, I guess I could lift my feet up. I'm barefooted doing this broadcast right now. And that is what grounding and earthing is. It's not on carpet, though. This is done on grass, on a natural surface. It's done on sand. It's done on any sort of natural surface. Just taking your bare feet and taking your shoes off, taking your socks off, and walk on a natural surface. That by itself can calm your spirits, calm your nerves. There's something that happens there with the release of free radicals, and it's any of you all into electric currents, electricity, electrical engineering, that's what you want to go in. Any sort of person out there, if you are, let me know in the chat. But this is what earthing and grounding is. It really helps. If you're ever, this is a secret one. This is one that a lot of people use, and they may not even tell you about it. If you're ever feeling anxious or just that you've lost it, you can't bring yourself back. And even if you're angry, it works for that. Take your shoes, take your socks off, and go barefooted. Like a baby, like back in the day when you were a child, flapping through the mud, walking down the street. Did y'all ever do that? Well, I did. That's 5. 5 ways to bring yourself down from when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling frazzled. The first one was taking 5 deep breaths, abdominal breaths, in and out, deep from the abdomen. Number 2 was music, dance, movement. Just removing that excess energy from your body. Number 3 was journaling. 4 was tapping into your 5 senses, and 5 was earthing or grounding. Promise me that you'll try at least one of them. Add it to your repertoire. All right. How are you all doing? Are you still here with me? Well, I know you are. Let me know where you're from. Let me know which one of these techniques you've tried before, how they've worked for you, if you enjoyed them. Let me know. All right. Let's go. Now we're doing our and today we're going to focus on the O in FOUNT. We're going to focus on the O in FOUNT. Remember, FOUNT is the 5 keys to wellness and wisdom to help unlock your best. And with our FOUNT, Today we're going to talk about the O in FOUNT, which is optimistic. Optimistic falls right in line with what we're dealing with when we talk about anxiety. And the part of each of the letters, remember, have 3 parts under them. And today we're really going to focus on the part of the O where we talk about recognizing reality. We know with O, we can recognize reality, make a positive move, and connect with love. Those are the 3 parts. We're going to really zero in right now on recognizing reality. But before we do, let me try to fix my lighting a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, much better. I'm filming with natural light just because I'm in front of a window. It's so cool. It's a really big window right in front of me. But as the sun moves around, I'm going to have to adjust my camera. That's live, you know. If any of you all want some tips on how to do a live, I'm learning here. And if you see anything that you want me to think I could improve on, please let me know. I am learning, and I also have a little bit of experience with that. Don't forget, please like the video, like it, give us a sub too. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. When we get to 1,000, I have a special gift for you all, special over the summer. You know, you've seen the Wisdomteethinger show. At the end, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll release one of the shows. We filmed 3 over the summer. They are so good. They really are. You all don't. We'll talk more about it though. Let's get into the O in FOUNT, which is for being optimistic. All right. Focus, recognizing reality. How does that work with anxiety? Here's one thing that I often say to people. It's okay to look to the future, to plan. You cannot plant yourself there. I'm going to say it one more time just in case you didn't hear. It's okay to look to the future to plan, but don't plant yourself there. When you plant yourself there, you're planting yourself in the what ifs. You're planting yourself in the suppose. You're planting yourself in the things that we just don't even know, things that you have absolutely no control over. And that leads to anxiety. You're worried about, suppose this happens. Suppose I ask this girl out and she says no. And then all of a sudden you start going to a tailspin in your mind. Suppose I don't pass my test, and you start going to a tailspin about how you fail, you won't get into any college, then you'll have to work on the streets, and then you'll lose your job that you're working on the streets and you've been homeless. You go into a tailspin of suppose and what ifs when you look to the future and plant yourself there. Fine, to plan, to make plan for your future, don't stay there. Come right back here to right now that is present. And honestly, this is not something that you can easily accomplish. This is something that you'll have to practice focusing on now. Practice bringing yourself right back to reality. After you've made your plans, you come right back to the center. Because if you stay over there in the what ifs and the suppose, what's going to happen? Huh? What's going to happen? You tell me. What's going to happen? Yeah, exactly. You know what's up. What's going to happen is you're going to get yourself all anxious, and we're not here for that. Practice being right here, right now, and those 5 steps that we covered at the very beginning are going to help you, help ground you, help bring you back to the present, help tap into your 5 senses, help bring you back to right here, right now. Let's head over and see what kind of things Dr. D Nice been watching on the gram. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So this one caught my eye for real. Yeah, this one, the jewels. They're being sued. And for marketing to you all, right? It's about that it needed to have happened. And you may not realize how much damage the jewel is doing to you because, you know, they purposely are preying on your youth. You're wanting to be adventurous, wanting to try things, wanting to do things that your other friends are doing. They are falling right into that. They're making it seem sexy. They're making it seem attractive. They even make it look like a USB so it feels familiar to you. It's not going. Yes. Can you all see me? Let's see. I have it here that it's streaming. I don't know. It says I'm streaming. Excuse me, guys. Somebody's telling me they can't find it. Let me ask her if she's on the right Wisdomteethinger channel. It says they're streaming here. Can y'all? I don't know. Hold on. It says we're streaming. Let me see. We're streaming. I don't know what to tell you, Juliana. Sorry about that, guys. You know what? Okay, now I see what the issue is. Edit. I had it unlisted. See, I told you all you're going to have to need to help me. Oh, whew. I'm glad Juliana is there to help. Okay, let's go. Let's go back to Instagram. Jules, not for y'all. I'm glad they're gone. I hope they lock them up, store away the key. Those people are taking advantage of you all as young people. And it's crazy. They're following the exact same game plan of the cigarette company now that they've made their millions and billions. This is 438 million. It's a drop in the bucket compared to how much damage it's going to cause you all when you're older on your health. Same like the tobacco company. They made lots of money, and a few class action lawsuits that they had barely, if anything, scratched the surface of the amount of profit or the amount of damage that they caused to humanity from their product. But let's see if we can find something more fun. A woman gave birth to triplets. 46-year-old woman gave birth to triplets. The odds of that is 1 in 20 billion. And that has nothing. Guess what? The odds of you even existing as a human being is 1 in 400 trillion. That's like if you won the lottery 1.33 million times. You all are amazing, here for a purpose. Don't let anybody ever have you forget about that. Let's see. Yeah, this one, I'm trying to find something like lighthearted. I really am. These are the things I've saved though. This rapper, I don't even know who 600 Breezy is. Let's look him up. Let's look him up real quick. 600 Breezy. 600 Breezy. Rapper 600 Breezy. Have y'all heard of him before? I had never heard of him before. Rapper 600 Breezy. And 60. I said it wrong. 60 Breezy. 60 Breezy. Pretty sad. His girlfriend decided that she no longer belonged on the planet. One day I will share my story of feeling that way and how I overcame that. This is a pretty sad time when that happens. So many people lose, and the person don't really realize how they're lost, how them leaving the planet in such a hopeless manner, how it affects them. And if you're ever feeling suicidal or feeling like you no longer need to be here, please seek help, because it's because you're not well. And I know we're talking about anxiety, but depression and anxiety, they tend to travel together. They're like travel companions, where one goes, the other go, kind of like girls going to the bathroom. They all roll together. That's how depression and anxiety is. And this is a pretty sad story. If you go through the post, you hear how heartbroken this young man is to have lost his girlfriend, not even knowing the state of sadness that she was in. Oh, okay, let's turn this one on. We got it.
Oh, God.
Have you all been to a drum corps? Have you all ever been around a drum corps, like a drum major from an HBCU? These guys are amazing. It's like acrobats. You wonder if they have bones. I always wanted to try this. They're going back. And bam. If you ever get the opportunity to see a drum major from an HBCU go to town, that's like a must. Talking Heads. This one reminded me of high school. I don't know. I won't play the song because it's maybe there's some copyrights to it, but we're doing a dance. Am I doing it? Am I doing it? Okay. They're pretty. Let me see what I could play. Hopefully, I'm good then. What are the other songs? Letting the days go by. The days go by. I don't know if you've heard that song before. What's the most popular song you all have out there that you're loving? They were pretty popular when I was in high school, way back when. Oh, this one is ridiculous. Church Club. It's like a straight club. Hold on. Let me play for y'all. I don't know about all that, but I'm not gonna judge it because I am not the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But something about a club, a church that looks like a club, that's a bit much. Y'all do want to check out the comment section and see what's this one. Order something online, get my card. This person barely did anything. And they are like, I'm done. The day's done. I'm good. I'm good. I've given all I can give to this day. All right. I think yeah. Let me see which other one is out there. Y'all ever see something cool? This one had me dying. Listen, are you roller coaster people? If you're roller coaster people out there, let me know, because the last roller coaster I rode was the Texas Giant, and that was back in about 1994. That's the last roller coaster. The Texas Giant is the largest wooden roller coaster. I got off that thing. I felt like my brain was a scrambled. Like you felt every nail, every bolt that you went over, because it's wood. Like when I got out of there, like never. They say never say never. I'm saying never. I am never going on a roller coaster ever again. That thing shook my brain to pieces. I still feel it now. What's the math? That's 1990. What is that? 30 years? Maybe 30 years? Almost 30 years ago, and I still feel my brain shaking. I think I left a few brain cells on that roller coaster. No, ma'am, no, sir. But if it's your thing, it's your thing. I'm sure these people are going to be like me. Their roller coaster malfunctioned, plummeted down almost 50 feet. They're done. If they go, man, listen. What is this one? Yeah, I'd save this one because I have a plant in my house that I'm killing. I can take care of 3 children, 3 young boys. I can't take care of a plant, apparently. And I saved this app. All right, that's our social butterfly training. There is something that I had saved, but I'm gonna next week. Y'all tune in next week. I may even do a full video on it by itself for you all. I post about something I had posted on Instagram. As a matter of fact, make sure you're following us on Wisdomteethinger Instagram. There's a 15-year-old girl named Maria that runs our Instagram, and she would love for you all to stop by and say hello. And while you're at it, remember, like this video. Let's like it, put some likes on it, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. We're here every Thursday at 3 p.m. doing your after school special, talking truth to teen issues. Tissues. Please show up, tell your friends, and the more of you all show up, the more fun it's going to be interacting and hanging out with you all in the comment section of the videos. And all right. Now, and I'm gonna have my son work on our transitions to the next section, because the next section is the teen archetype. Do y'all remember last week which one we talked about? Well, this week we're going to talk about, since we're going to stick with our theme of mental health, we are actually going to talk about My Name is Mental. My Name is Mental, not metal. Are y'all Boruto fans? I love Naruto, and I started watching Boruto, and metal is one of the characters. So it's not metal we're talking about. I am mental. That's the teen archetype that we're going to talk about today. Who is that, Dr. D-Nice? Well, I'm going to tell y'all who that is. That is the person that is always, they identify themselves by their mental health diagnosis. And this is not belittling what's going on with this person. This is what they lead with. I'm not teasing them. I'm not taunting them. As a matter of fact, I'm going to offer them some tips on how to be better about this. If you are that person, listen closely. A wise person knows how to take advice from others, and I'm going to have some advice for you. Basically, right now, you're leading with your mental health diagnosis. You meet the person, before you even know their first name, before you even know how old they are, who their brother is, who their mama and them is, they want to tell you about every mental health diagnosis, what appointment they have with their therapist, what they and their therapist talk about, who their therapist is, who referred them to their therapist, what other diagnosis they think they may have, and on and on and on till the break of dawn. And you're like, girl, oh, I don't know you. I don't even want to know all that about you. You don't need to tell me all that. We're good. And the reason why a lot of people do that, sometimes it's nerve, they have social anxiety, and they really don't know how to really have a good conversation where you just talk about basic stuff. How's the weather? How's your class? What classes you're taking? They don't know how to go start off with a basic conversation, and then gradually over time you get into those deeper things. They are at the very beginning, from jump, you know way too much about them, and that is just not cute. Also, one of the things here why some of them some people may feel it necessary to just kind of just give you everything is sometimes they're really just seeking attention. They are using that as the thing to separate them from other people. They're almost wearing their mental health diagnosis as a badge of honor. You may say it sounds weird. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. You know somebody that does that. And you have not been afraid, brave enough to tell them. You have not been brave enough to tell them. You know somebody. We all know that person. We do. I'm telling you. Sometimes they wear it as a badge of honor. This is their thing. This is what they need to be identified by. They're no longer Mary or Sue or Jack or Jill. They are anxiety. They are depression. They are bipolar. They are ADD, ADHD. It's almost like they have no name. This mental health diagnosis is their identity, and that's all they are. That's sad. We'll talk more about that. The other reason why some people just lead with their mental health thing is they almost use this as a get out of jail free card. When something goes wrong, oh, I fell. Oh, well, it's my anxiety. Or, oh, I failed my test. Oh, it's my anxiety. Or, they were mean. They said something nasty. Oh, my anxiety made me do it. Always using that as their get out of jail free card, which is no bueno. If you are that person, this is what I'd like for you to do. Really recognize that leading with your anxiety, leading with your diagnosis. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Excuse me, guys. Whew. I'm sweating a little bit. All that dancing I was doing earlier before, and then this black shirt. Leading with all those things really prevents people from really getting to know the real you. If you find yourself about to share your diagnosis with perfect strangers, stop. Stop. Say nothing. Be silent. Be nothing. You don't have to share these very intimate things with everybody. Everybody does not need to know about this, okay? That is my tip for you. Do not share your mental health diagnosis with people that you have just met, and for whatever, on any of those above reasons that I mentioned. So that's my name is mental teen archetype. On to our last segment of the show today. And this one is, of course, the frontal lobe training. As you are, see, the sun didn't change again. I think we're okay though, right? I think the lighting's all right. Yes. As you are growing, as you're young, your frontal lobe is developing. And the way you can have it develop to its fullest extent is practicing wisdom. That's the area of the frontal lobe is. And that's why we called our company Wisdomteethinger. That is the area of wisdom is developing around the same time as your wisdom teeth. That's what makes you a wisdomteethinger. And I'll tell you the story. I met Sty. Do you know? I'm going to tag him in the video. I'm going to put him in the video. Sty. Yeah, Sty. That's his name. I met him in the mall, Charlotte Mall. He's a TikToker, has over 1 million followers. He does these just cute, cool little videos about his day-to-day thing. Sty, did you do this? He promised me he was going to release a YouTube video on his channel this week. If he did, I will put it in the description. When I met Sty in the mall, and he suggested I talk about anxiety in my video today. And so, what's up, man? We'll continue our talk on anxiety. And so, because of him, I remembered my time where I had an anxiety, and I told you all I was going to share this story. Go with me now. I just finished medical school. I'm on to residency, and after residency, you have to take these board exams. You have to take your board to get your license in whatever kind of doctor you did your training in. Like if you did a pediatric residency, at the end of it, you do a pediatric board, an exam that talks about everything pediatric. If you did OBGYN, like the baby doctor, at the end of your training, you have to take a test about everything to do with OBGYN so you can get a license. If you did surgery, whatever you did your residency in, at the end of it, you have to take these boards. I did internal medicine. At the end of it, I had to take my boards. I studied. I paid the almost $500, and back then $500 may have been like $2,000 for what it is right now. Paid the almost $500, registered to take my test. I was in North Carolina with my residency, and I gotten a job in Colorado. The plan was I was going to drive to Colorado, and halfway between there is Dallas, where my brother lived. I registered to take my boards in Dallas. I'm going to take my boards and then head on to Colorado to my new job. Got myself to Dallas, me and my cat, Lassie, and my houseplants all in my pickup truck and my stuff. And I was just like, can I take this test? I don't know if I can take this test. I don't know if I can take this test. I mean, I had myself work. I was the day before. Okay, I'm going to do it. I got it. I've been studying good. On the way there, I was listening to my cassette tape, because cassette tapes is what we did then. Listening to my cassette tapes and reviewing the stuff. I was like, I got it. Okay, I'm going to do it. The morning of the test, you know what I did? Do you know what I did? I laid down in my bed. I did. I laid down in my bed. I did not show up for the test. I did not go. $500, $2,000, equivalent to about $2,000 now, gone, never to be seen again. I did not show up for my test because I was anxious, I was nervous, and I could not do it. I didn't do it. I did not take the test. Yeah, sit with that one for a second. Oh, boys, I did not show up for it because of nerves and anxiety. Today, if you ever feel this anxious about doing something that you need to do, today, pick one of those 5 subjects, that 5 anxiety hacks that we talked about at the top of the program. Pick one that you always keep in your back pocket to bring you down out of that place where you feel that you just cannot continue. If I'd have had those as in my tool chest, then I probably would have taken the test. But I got myself so worked up in the head that I did not show up for the test. I was willing to lose my money. I was willing to forego this test that I had to take. And, oh, look at that sun. Let me fix this. I was willing to put off this test that I had to take just because of nerves and anxiety. Put these 5 things in your tool chest and pick one that's your favorite and use it all the time when you're feeling like you just cannot get up and be involved in something that you should be in. Because wisdom understands that when anxiety takes over, you can lose a lot. When you let anxiety take over, you can miss out on life. You can miss out on meeting cool people that otherwise you would have gone to this event and met. Maybe this could have been the place that you met the love of your life. But because you were busy being anxious at the house, you did not meet the person. Maybe this could have been the perfect job for you. And because you were anxious at your house, you missed out on that paycheck. Wisdom understands that when anxiety takes over your life, you miss out on a lot of things. You also understand that when anxiety takes over your life, it can lead to a lot of other things. It can lead to a lot of other diseases. You can become so stressed out. You can have headaches. It can affect the rest of your body. The stress hormone, that hormone cortisol that is released when you're stressed out and anxious, it can cause you to gain weight or not be able to lose weight like you'd like to get to a healthy size. I'm not going to talk about heart attacks and heart disease and those kind of things because that means nothing to you all. But guess what it can do? It can make you ugly. It can change your skin, change your hair, just affect the way your body looks overall. And listen, if you've seen how haggard somebody can look when they're overly anxious, overly stressed, you want to learn how to manage it right now because you can't have anxiety doing that to you. And wisdom understands that when you're having anxiety, when you have these things, it's best to also look for help. Sometimes you just can't do it alone. That is why therapy is important. That's why having close friendships, close relationship with your parents, people that can help and support you when you're going through this. Then there is stupidness. They're all about the direct opposite of everything I just mentioned. They prefer to stay isolated. Let me see if this. Yeah. They prefer to stay isolated. They prefer to not deal with what's going on inside them. They stay by themselves. And unfortunately, what can happen with that is like 6-0 Breezy's girlfriend, isolating herself, staying away from people. And before you know it, you've hurt yourself and beyond rescue. We don't want that. The world needs you. Don't make that decision. You also, you're happy. You're like the mental person, the teenage archetype. My name is mental. You're happy to announce to the world that how anxious you are, and you want to do nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. You're happy to wear it as a badge, and you want to do nothing about it. Well, there you have it. Wisdom and stupidness. Choose wisdom. Remember, show me your brightest. Show me your best. Show me the latest guru. God's wisdom lets theirs look like stupidness. Listen, it was so great having you all today. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. I still need you here subscribing. Let me see if we can. I don't know why my subscribe thing don't pop up. Oh well. Don't forget to subscribe. Glad you were here to tune in. 1,000 subs. We released the video of the Wisdomteethinger High show. We had some 5 teenagers from local high schools here in the Raleigh-Durham area. They did an amazing job. We had some experts come in with classic cars. We did exercise. Listen, you're going to love it. I'll talk to you more about the show as it gets down into the wire. But thanks again for dropping in. Love you all and see you all next week. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about moving our show to Wednesdays at 5 p.m. instead of Thursdays at 3. I'll let you know, though. We'll keep you updated. Thanks again for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.